Hello and welcome to SteakTech Gaming's YouTube channel, and welcome to Mass Effect 2, part of my favorite game series of all time, the Mass Effect series. So welcome. I thought we should have a go at a new game today, and let's see where this takes us. Frankly, I don't know how this will work in a series, but let's give it a try and let's see how it does. So yeah, we're gonna create a male character, and let's see if we can play as you have two ways to play this game. Either Paragorn, which is the good side, just as Jedi side on Star Wars, or Renegade, just like the Sith side on in Star Wars. So yeah, and let me see here. I thought that we could have a normal walkthrough with normal difficulty, with no level ups, auto level ups, and I'm gonna enable subtitles and power usage and autosaves in case anything happens. So yeah, let's start. And I'm gonna shut up and let the intro play. So yeah, enjoy.
Shepard did everything right. More than we could have hoped for.
Commander Shepard uncovered the truth.
And still, it's not enough.
We're at war. No one wants to admit it, but humanity is under attack.
But they're sending him to fight Geth. Geth. We both know they're not the real threat. The Reapers are still out there.
And it's up to us to stop them.
The Council will never trust Cerberus. They'll never accept our help, even after everything humanity has accomplished. But Shepard, they'll follow him. He's a hero, a bloody icon. But he's just one man. If we lose Shepard, humanity might well follow.
Then see to it that we don't lose him.
Just need to say, I really loved music in these games.
Disengaging FTL drives. Emission sinks active. Board is green. We are running silent.
We're wasting our time. 4 days searching up and down this sector, and we haven't found any sign of Geth activity.
3 ships went missing here in the past month. Something happened to them.
My money's on slavers. The Terminus system is crawling with them.
Picking up something on the long-range scanner. Unidentified vessel. Looks like a cruiser.
Doesn't match any known signatures.
Cruiser is changing course. Now on intercept trajectory.
Can't be. Stealth systems are engaged. There's no way a Geth ship could possibly...
It's not the Geth. Brace for evasive maneuvers!
Oh damn.
Presley!
Kinetic barriers down! Multiple hull breaches! Weapons offline! Somebody get that fire out!
Damn.
Shepard!
Shepard!
Distress beacon is ready for launch.
Will the
Yeah.
Alliance get here in time?
Notice that he put the helmet on so that he masks his appearance. Because we're gonna get to that later.
The Alliance won't abandon us. We just need to hold on. Get everyone onto the escape shuttle.
Joker's still in the cockpit. He won't evacuate. I'm not leaving either.
I need you to get the crew onto the evac shuttles. I'll take care of Joker.
Shepard,
Liara, go. Now.
Go
Aye, aye.
now! Just like in Terminator. Got to go now.
everybody in! Go, go, go!
We have to get out of there. Now. Nice graphics in this game. Even though it's a bit low. Oh snap. Look at that destruction. Oh, it's my turn now.
Mayday! 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 This is SSB Normandy!
Ah. Oh, so much fog. I can't see anything.
Heavy damage from an unknown enemy!
Ah,
Baby, hold together.
Hold
together.
really nice graphics, actually. Whoa. Would you look at that? The first time I saw these scenes, wow, was I impressed. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is a nice skybox.
Come on, Joker. We have to get out of here.
Get out of there. Now.
I can still save her!
The Normandy's lost. Going down with the ship won't change that.
Yeah, okay. Help me up. They're coming around for another attack!
I like the way the actual gameplay is intercut with these cinematics. It's very seamless.
Watch the arm!
Ah,
Commander! Shepard!
come on, get out of there. This is sad. Remember that you're using that ship in the first game. Flying around, exploring space. Now suddenly the ship is destroyed and taken away from you. It's sad. Shepard is struggling while he's falling down towards the planet, to the surface of the planet. And this is a backstory comic.
Just another routine mission. Why do they
kind
always
of
say
like
that before a mission?
to establish the backstory.
Of course it's routine. You haven't done anything
to choose
yet. It's everything that happens along the way.
You know,
the choices you make,
the choices,
path you choose, that turn the routine
from the
anything
first game.
but.
So you don't
of course, that's how it started.
The first game
a routine mission,
to have
answering a
the choices
distress
you want.
call. And look where that got me.
So yeah.
We were testing out the Normandy, Captain Anderson's new ship, when the distress call came in.
Kinda cool.
An Alliance patrol on Eden Prime had been attacked. They'd seen something they couldn't
This was
explain.
originally
Whatever it was,
not
it
in
was
the game,
massive.
but
I hit
it's
the
a
ground with my
DLC.
lieutenant, Caden
So
Olenko. A good kid, loyal.
some of the
by
choices
book,
that were
with a talent
default
for
that was in
biotics.
the game before
We came
this
across
was
the lone
created
survivor of the
and
patrol.
released
Gunnery
was
Chief
kind of
Ashley
dumb
Williams,
choices
a
that
soldier to
BioWare
the
had
core.
made, so
Tough,
they made this
disciplined,
DLC to
ready to take
correct
on
that.
whatever came her way. Ashley joined up with us and took us
To
to
make
the
the
spot where
player
she lost her
able
squad.
to choose
That's when we saw
for him
it.
or herself.
The ship. Like nothing I'd ever seen. It was massive, scorching the colony and everything around it as it blasted away. We followed
Which
the
is a
path of
nice thing.
destruction to an artifact. A beacon left by a long-dead race called the Protheans. The colony had dug it up, and whoever attacked them had tried to take it. Chief Williams made the mistake of getting too close. It hit her with some type of energy. I grabbed her and threw her out of the way. That's when it hit me. Hard. Every muscle in my body went rigid. I couldn't move. Could barely breathe. Everything went black. And then I saw something. A vision. Dream. Nightmare. By the time I woke up, we were halfway to the Citadel on our way to meet the Council. I was expected to explain what I'd seen. Anderson came along. So did Adina, our political representative on the Citadel. With those two heavyweights, it seemed reasonable we could persuade the Council that the ship we'd seen was a potential threat, as was the individual behind the attacks. The main suspect for the Eden Prime massacre was a Turian Spectre named Saren. He'd been seen by one of the survivors from the colony at Eden Prime, and there was some evidence to suggest that the ship was connected to Saren. But even Adina's pointed accusations weren't enough to convince the Council. They just couldn't believe one of their chosen elite Spectres could be guilty of something like that. They needed proof, which meant I needed proof. Fortunately, I wasn't alone in my search. Garrus, another Turian, wanted to help. A top agent for Citadel Security. Despite orders from his superiors that he shouldn't get involved, he told me he was suspicious of Saren, and he had some useful leads. More importantly, he was willing to share them. That led me to Rex, the biggest, nastiest-looking Krogan bounty hunter I'd ever seen. He turned out to be more than just
This
a brute.
might be
It was his intel
kind
that
of
led to a
long-winded,
fugitive with incriminating
but
evidence on Saren.
it-
The fugitive
it's,
turned out to be an
quite
energetic little
important
Quarian
to,
named Tally.
you know, have a backstory.
A tech expert with a knack for hacking. She'd
on the first game.
procured some information on Saren. Evidence that proved Saren was
Mass
dirty.
Effect 1.
Tally's
So-
evidence proved that Saren was responsible for
leave
the
this
massacre
in.
on Eden Prime, and that the immense warship we'd spotted was in fact Saren's flagship. But it went much further. Saren was trying to find a way to bring back a race of sentient machines from dark space. Machines allegedly responsible for cleansing the galaxy of all organic life. These Reapers were blamed for wiping out all life 50,000 years ago, including the Protheans, then disappearing back through the mass relays to dark space, leaving no trace they'd ever been. That explained why Saren was after the beacon, and it made some sense out of my visions. But not much else. We couldn't convince the Council that the Reapers were a threat, but they agreed Saren had to be stopped. They stripped him of his Spectre status and gave me the honor of becoming the first human Spectre. My first task? Bring down Saren. Anderson decided to stay behind, giving up his ship, the Normandy. He told me I would need it more than he would. He also pointed me in a direction. Liara, a Prothean expert, adept in biotics, and maybe most importantly, daughter of Benezia, Saren's top lieutenant. And like most Asari, as beautiful as she is intelligent, and born with a unique ability to meld with other species. Liara was able to help me decipher some of the vision the beacon had given me. Nothing concrete, but it gave me some clues. And a new appreciation for the Asari. Her technique for accessing my vision was unexpected, but not at all unpleasant. Ashley was a little concerned about the connection I shared with Liara. As commander, I knew either relationship had the potential to interfere with the mission.
And here is the choices for the relationships that you had in the first game. And if I remember correctly, it's a bit of a time since I played it. I had a relationship with Liara, so I choose this.
I told
time.
Liara about how I felt.
I'll choose.
Apparently
that
she
this
felt
time
it
also.
too.
Yeah.
But we agreed we wouldn't let it get in the way of our
Talking is
mission.
hard.
Finding Saren. Thanks to Liara's help, we had our next lead, Benezia. Saren had taken her to Novaria, where he'd enslaved a dangerous race of insect-like creatures, the Rachni.
Especially.
He ordered Benezia to use the same technique Liara had used on me to extract information from the Rachni Queen. The Queen's drones were everywhere, and they weren't happy. We had to fight through hundreds of them to get to Benezia. By the time we arrived, Saren was gone. With the information. I tried to reason with Benezia, but Saren had indoctrinated her. He had somehow acquired the ability to control people's actions and wills. Benezia wouldn't surrender, and Liara was forced to watch her mother die in her arms. And I was left with an angry, dangerous Rachni Queen to deal with. She claimed her drones would do no harm if I released her. But the Rachni had terrorized the galaxy before.
And here you have the choice whether to save the Queen or kill the Queen. And I chose to save the Queen in Mass Effect 1, so I'm gonna choose that here too.
I couldn't do it. I wouldn't doom an entire species for past sins. And the Queen was true to her word. She left and took her army of drones with her. With Saren's top lieutenant dead, he was quickly running out of time and places to hide. I tracked him down at his base on Vermeer, but we soon learned it was more than a base of operations. It was a breeding ground. Saren was breeding an army of Krogan. He'd found a cure for the genophage, a disease inflicted on the Krogan to prevent them from breeding and taking over the galaxy. But the Krogan Saren was breeding were slaves, mindless beasts that obeyed Saren's will. I had to destroy the base, and all its research. Rex disagreed. Violently. Rex wanted the genophage cure for his people. I tried to convince him to help me destroy it, that these Krogan weren't real. But he wouldn't back down.
And I chose to save Rex also. It's a bit of a task, but...
Fortunately, Rex is smarter than he looks. He realized this wasn't the way to help his people, and that
it's a bit
Saren
of a
was
task
the real
in Mass
threat.
Effect 1 to save both the Queen
When we finally
and
got to
Rex
the center of the
and-
base,
and all of those.
I realized just how close Saren was to completing his plan. He was already in communication
did
with the
it.
Reapers. Sovereign, Saren's flagship we'd all
But-
assumed was just a ship.
I've
was a
spent
Reaper.
almost 200
It spoke
hours
to me.
in Mass Effect 1, so
Threatened me.
yeah.
I could feel the menace it had for every living thing.
Bit of a fan of
It
these,
wanted me dead. It
these
wanted us
games.
all dead. And I knew it was capable of doing just that. What I couldn't understand was why Saren would help it.
Yeah.
But there was no time to think about it. Sovereign knew where we were. We had to destroy the base and get the hell out. I split up my team in 2 squads, sending Ash with one and Kaidan with the other as a distraction. We had a nuke, and we planned to use it. Before we could detonate the bomb, Saren showed up. We fought. I stalled him to make time for my team. And in talking to him, I realized the truth. It wasn't Saren who was indoctrinating everyone. It was Sovereign. The Reaper. And Saren was in deeper than all of them. He tried to convince me he was still in control. Said he found a way to reduce the Reaper's influence, but he was kidding himself. Or believing the lies Sovereign was telling him. Before I could convince him to stop, he ran, leaving me just seconds to extract my squad mates. I tried, but I wasn't fast enough. I could only save one of them.
And I chose to save Ashley because why not?
Kaidan was a good man,
She was my
And a great
commanding officer
soldier.
after all.
but I had to choose, and I chose Ash. That was the last time Saren would slip away from me. I knew then, the next time we met, one of us would die. With my team mostly intact, we chased Saren and his army to Ilos, a long-lost planet that had once belonged to the Protheans. As we prepared for what we knew would be a desperate fight, I spoke to my crew. We were just one ship, against Saren's growing army. I assured them all that despite the odds, we could defeat him. Liara saw through my words. She knew I was hurting after Kaidan's death. She could sense my doubts.
We both knew this mission could be our last. Until that moment, we'd put our feelings aside for the sake of that mission.
But why wait?
We gave in to each other, and it was perfect. While it lasted.
We arrived on Ilos, close behind Saren. Once on the planet, we discovered a Prothean databank that helped me put the final pieces of my vision together. The Reapers had come 50,000 years ago, and every 50,000 years before that. Each time purging the galaxy of life. The Protheans had fought and died. Like every species before
to get, you know, the backstory
but a few
of
survived
the first
long
game
enough to leave a parting
in order
gift.
to
The
continue
Protheans
with
had
this
discovered that
game.
the Citadel was the key to controlling
So,
the mass relays.
That's why I'm
By
keeping,
sabotaging the Citadel, they found a way
this
to
in.
close the relays to dark space, slowing the Reapers' return, giving us the time we needed to find a solution to stop the Reapers once and for all. Saren knew this. He was leading his army to take control of the Citadel and re-establish the relays to dark space, bringing the waiting Reapers here to destroy us all.
Quite ominous creatures, those.
We followed him to the Citadel. It was intact, but heavily damaged. He had caught the Council fleets by surprise, and they were only now regrouping. And with Sovereign as his flagship, there was little hope the fleets could counterattack with enough strength to take back the Citadel. But Saren was done running, and I was done chasing him. As the
Saren
Alliance
is
and
sort
Citadel
of kind
fleets
of,
battled Saren's
like
army outside,
the Borg of
I
Star
cornered
Trek.
the Turian bastard in the Citadel tower and confronted him. He
Cybernetics
died
merged
believing that
with,
the Reapers would save him.
biology.
As I fought to regain control of the Citadel, the Council's flagship, the Destiny Ascension, fell under attack. Despite Saren's death, Sovereign and Saren's army continued to fight. The Council was aboard the Destiny Ascension, and they were requesting assistance. But I knew in order to help them, I would have to put our human alliance fleet in jeopardy.
And I chose to save the Council.
The Council had to be saved. They represented the hearts and minds of the galactic community. Without them, the fleets would be in disarray. Even with the Citadel back in my control, Saren defeated, and the Normandy leading the combined galactic fleet, the battle against Sovereign, a single Reaper, was relentless. It took the combined fleets of humanity and the other races, but in the end, Sovereign fell. But the costs were immense. While humanity's efforts in the war earned us our first seat on the Council, it was a hollow victory. The Reapers were still out there. I knew the fight was far from over, but as the one who'd led the fight against Saren, I was given new responsibilities. The choice of humanity's first counselor was left for me to decide. On the one hand, Udina, the lifetime politician. Ruthless and ambitious, he would easily navigate the political landmines that would soon be put in front of him. The other choice, Captain Anderson, the career soldier. Tough but fair, but a friend, and someone I could trust. Both great leaders in their own right.
And here I chose Anderson as the leader and the council, also for the council.
Anderson didn't want the job, which was a sure sign he'd be perfect for it. No ambition to get in the way. The war was over. The threat had passed. In time, the Council would rebuild itself. The Citadel could be repaired. Even the pain of lost friends would fade. But none of that mattered if the Reapers were still out there. And if they were all as powerful as Sovereign, we had to find a way to stop them. I had to find a way. I gathered my crew, took my ship, and went in search of answers. Officially, the Council would only say I was assigned to cleanup duty, rooting out any remnants of Saren's army. Just another routine mission.
Commander Shepard has been recovered. The Lazarus Project will proceed as planned.